you thinking of ways to overcome your anxiety naturally without the use of pharmaceuticals? Hello, my successful and healthy earthlings. Mihaela Rogush here, naturopath and founder of the Natural Health Podcast. In this episode today, I'm going to share with you a product that may help you with your anxiety. And at the end of this episode, I'm going to give you the opportunity to join our health and success-oriented community by clicking below and joining the Natural Health newsletter. Welcome to the Natural Health Podcast, where we bring awareness to sustainable health in the business hustle space. Natural Health Podcast is perfect for all high-performing, business-minded individuals who want to work with their biochemistry to achieve success and optimal health. It's Tuesday, which means it's time for this week's top product review. Let's get straight into it. Do you wake up sometimes and you just feel so anxious about the day ahead? You open up your phone, you look at your calendar, and you see meeting after meeting after meeting, and you think, when is there me time? You think to yourself, when do I have space to breathe? When do I have space to let go of this anxiety? The question is, do you have time and space for that? Anxiety is the most common mental health condition here in Australia. It's more than just a feeling of being stressed out or worried. While stress and anxious feelings are common response to situations where we feel under pressure, they usually pass once stressful situations past or the stressor is removed. Whereas anxiety or feeling anxious from time to time, the feeling of anxiety may not go away. It may still be there. Sometimes for even no particular reason, sometimes for very particular reasons for some individuals. And it makes it very hard sometimes for people to cope with on a daily basis. And this is where I have looked into anxiety for so long, to see how it works, what is the reason for it. And I always love finding little things and hacks that assist us in the moment for the time being, right? It's not a band-aid solution. It's something that allows us to be in the moment, in the time. Like I said at the start, when do you have the time for yourself? Do you have that time for yourself? Because sometimes having that time for ourselves allows us to refresh our brain. It allows us to understand our emotions, understand when the anxiety is coming from. So what I'm talking about today, you may actually be surprised, but I'm talking about an adult coloring book. Yes, as kids, we used to sit there and color books. We used to think about, do I color the head orange? Do I color it purple? We used to allow that creativity to come through us onto this page. But we have totally forgotten that now. We don't even know what that looks like. We don't even know what it feels like to hold a color pen. Or, a pencil, a color pen. What is that even? A pencil. These books have flooded our shelves in the last few years because colouring can help channel your inner artist, de-stress and even sense of peace. I know you might be thinking, well, it's a kid's activity, why should I be doing that? Well, why not? If it has the benefits on the kids, it could have the benefits on you too. Adult colouring has everything to do with refocusing and having that attention. So attention on one thing. If attention flows away from ourselves, and simple acts such as colouring can take our attention away from us and us feeling anxious onto the present moment. It's kind of like a meditative exercise. It relaxes the brain. When thoughts are focused on simple activity, our brain just tends to take a back seat and relax. You're not disrupted by your own thoughts and apparels. So essentially it's pleasurable, it's creative, and it's something that you can take time out for yourself. A research was conducted on reducing anxiety with a group of undergraduate students, and they used a specific colouring book like the mandala, which has a complex geometric design. The results showed a decrease in anxiety levels with students and suggested that practice created a sort of meditative state that is beneficial for reducing anxiety. How amazing is that? So these mandala coloring books, you can buy them as anywhere online at a bookstore, ranging from about $15 to $25, depending on the book that you want and where you're getting it from. So if you're looking for an easy exercise to take some time for you, to take some time to defocus and refocus, then these adult coloring books may be the answer for you. Let me know if you've tried these books before. I would absolutely love to know which ones your best ones are. Let me know in the comments below. And until then, join the Natural Health Podcast newsletter, which gets sent out every Friday. The link is below just for you. I put it all in one email, so all the information is there for you. If any questions, please feel free to contact me. And until then, remember the missing link between health and success is your health. Content and information provided here is opinion of Mahela Raguse and is for information purposes only and does not constitute medical advice. It is not intended to provide medical advice or take the place of medical advice or any current treatment you're undertaking. Consult your own medical professionals for any medical issues that you may be having. This entire disclaimer also applies to any guests or contributors to the Natural Health Podcast. It is advised that you consult your doctor or healthcare professional in relation to any health concerns you may be having. Mahela Raguse does not take responsibility for any health consequences which occur from a person listening, viewing, or reading this content. Under no circumstances shall the Natural Health Podcast, Mahela Raguse, any guests or contributors to the Natural Health Podcast, or any employees, associates, or affiliates of Mahela Raguse be responsible for damages arising from the information provided on the Natural Health Podcast. By listening to this podcast, you agree not to use this podcast as medical advice to treat any medical conditions in either yourself or others. Please note, if you're taking prescription, do not stop your medication or start a new protocol, including but not limited to supplements, diet, lifestyle changes without consulting your doctor or healthcare professional. If you or any person has a medical concern, you should consult with your healthcare provider or seek other professional medical advice. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something that you have read or heard on the Natural Health Podcast or in any linked materials. If you think you may have a medical emergency, call your doctor or emergency services immediately. Neither Mahela Raguse nor the publisher of this content takes responsibility for the possible health consequences of any person or persons reading or listening or following the information in the educational content.